Welcome to AltoonaMirror.com. I'm Neil Rudel, joined by Andy Stine. Thank you, Amanda, for being our videographer today. Penn State had an availability. This is in the wake of James Franklin's firing on Sunday. They had availability with Pat Kraft today, and also interim head coach Terry Smith. First, I want to point out that here we are in front of the wall of the 49 season, and Nittany Lion is from Altoona. Yeah. Okay, he was the captain of the 49 team. So anyway, Pat Kraft, both Pat and Terry, first thing they said, both of them paid tribute to James, and how much he meant to them. The program thanked him, but clearly Pat felt a change was needed at this time. He informed James himself on Sunday afternoon. He had reached that conclusion. The team was informed in a 1:45 meeting. Terry Smith was told at 1:20 that he'd be the interim coach. Terry made a very good impression. What was your biggest takeaway, Andy?
Yeah, I think like you can see that they were all as shocked as we all were. So just a very surreal 24, 48 hours around here at Penn State. And the last time we did one of these together, it was after the Oregon game. That was only 16 days ago, and I remember we were all thinking they would be all right, and we couldn't be more wrong right now. And here we are today. It's just been crazy couple of days around here.
Just a couple of the news nuggets. Pat Kraft did not disclose how the $50 million in a buyout that James is owed, $49 million. He did not talk about any of the financials of the structure of the separation. He said Terry Smith will be considered as they go to this national search. He was very resolved in the fact that Penn State, he wants to win a national championship. He did not like the trajectory of the program. He used that word. He did not think this was just about the last 3 games, although clearly had they won them or not lost to Northwestern, we probably wouldn't be standing here. They also used the word toughness. I think it was pretty clear that the team was lethargic these last few games, and Pat Kraft really wasn't going to tolerate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they all came to a point where these last 2 games in particular, it was just unacceptable for everyone involved. So I'll tell you what I did think of today, though, was it all reminded me of back when, if you're a baseball fan, I'm a Pirates fan, it took me back to when Derek Shelton was fired this year in favor of Don Kelly. And Don Kelly, everybody knows, he's from Pittsburgh. That guy bleeds black and gold for the Pirates. And just like Terry Smith, that guy bleeds blue and white too. So he said he's a 3rd-generation Penn Stater. It's like, it might be a good man to lead in a time where they really need it right now.
Yeah, he talked about running. He talked about his dad, who was a Penn State grad and laid the foundation for his family. Of course, his son Justin King played here later, so the 3 generations. And Terry's a really quality guy. He said that James had always told him that if anything happened to him, he would recommend him as the successor, or at least in the interim situation. But he made a really good impression. He did say that he was not going to have any coordinator changes at this point. He wants to get through this week. It's been a whirlwind. Jordan Lucas, who was a part-timer on this staff, former Nittany Lion, will take over the cornerbacks coaching in place of Terry Smith. You're allowed to add another full-time coach. So a lot happening. They go to Iowa this week. Terry did say one of the things that came up defensively, he felt that they need to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. He was asked about what has gone wrong lately, and he pointed immediately to the defensive line, the toughness that he feels has been lacking. They also talked about a lack of energy and a general lethargy that the team has exhibited, particularly since the loss to Oregon. But Penn State, Terry was very resolved and a bittersweet day for him.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting because it does not get any easier. Like we said, at Iowa this weekend, then there's a bye week, at Ohio State, home with Indiana. So a lot of people are saying this could get worse before it gets better. But, in a time like this, I think, Terry Smith is a guy that bleeds blue and white like he does. I think he is the guy to do it.
Finally, one of the words that Pat Kraft used when he said what they're seeking an elite coach, an elite recruiter, somebody who could take this program and go to a national championship.
Didn't completely close the door on Terry being that guy either. So.
For Andy Stine, I'm Neil Rudel. Thank you to Amanda for being behind the glass, so to speak, and we'll see you on AltoonaMirror.com real soon.